Okay, so some of y'all kind of challenged me saying, well, you should take a test drive. You should try out the VinFast. Um, and I'm finding it's not very easy for me to do that. Yeah. Okay, so when I first looked, the closest dealership I found was in Wichita, Kansas, which turns out to be CarStoreUSA.com. Okay. Um, then I found that there was possibly a couple of dealers in Texas. Why in the world did you not go to Houston? I don't know. I thought Houston had a big Vietnamese community. Okay, whatever. Peace and Army. It's up to VinFast figure how to market their cars, right? All right. So I found that there was a group in Fort Worth, and so I drove up there last Saturday. Yeah, it's a long drive, but I mean, I could drive up and back within a day. Okay, and to me, that's semi-acceptable. Now, if you're really shopping around, I think you'd have to be really dedicated to getting a VinFast to drive 4 hours up and then 4 hours back. Or okay, let's compromise 3.5 hours up. Okay, whatever. I mean, there's plenty of dealerships here in the Austin area that sell electric cars. So it's not like you have a monopoly or anything. Admittedly, the $249 a month lease option sounds curious, but still, you're requiring people to take a leap of faith, drive all the way up to Fort Worth or Grapevine, which is right next to DFW. And for what? I think you have to be really dedicated to buy the car. But anyway, I did take the drive, and so this is the story about that drive and some other research as well. Okay, so if you're wondering what I'm doing, what I'm basically doing is I'm using VinFast Finding, and every place where you see a white V with a blue background, that's one of the dealerships that they say they have. This guy up here in Wichita, that's the one I was saying that I find their website, I find they have inventory, so they're open. This one down here is Principal. I didn't drive by Principal. I mean, going back and look at it now, maybe I should have just see if it really existed. But it sounds like they're a lot closer than these guys over here, which is the dealership or Hiley that I went by. And admittedly, this is kind of far out on the edge of Fort Worth, whereas this is right in the middle of everything, not terribly far from DFW Airport. Okay, onward upward. Okay, there you go. I guess I was being too hopeful. When it offers you to click on the dealership to reserve a test drive, does it give you the dealership? No. It gives you this list of California stores. I guess they're owned by VinFast, right? So I can't even get a test drive. I don't know. Keep working on it, I guess. All right, here we are, corner of Chapin and 820, Interstate 820. Anyway, Hiley Auto Group. It looks like, just from walking by, I don't know for sure, maybe they used to have a Subaru dealership and it's closed. So I think where the Subaru thing would go is gone, although it's painted on the side. Okay, I don't know. We'll have to, I'll have to check it out. But that's what I found so far. That's it. All right, let's try taking a video of this. I see some vehicles over there. These are trucks. Okay, but I see some cars down there. Oh, my feeling. So the two closest to me are definitely Buicks. I think the other ones are Buicks as well. All right. Okay, so that's the initial review. My guess is they've lost their Super license, so they're Buick GMC, I guess. Um, I'm surprised how few cars they have on the lot, but I definitely didn't see any sign or notice that they have VinFast. Although to be fair, I didn't really check into all of it, but there it is. Um, Let me go home, see if I can make a reservation. But I don't know. If you don't have a car, how are you going to do a test drive, right? But on the other hand, if somebody signed up to do a test drive, at least that serves notification that there might be at least some interest. I mean, what was their deal? $250 a month to lease it. I mean, that sounds really good for a car around the city, but this car could do much more, I think. It's just getting out there. Anyway, onward, upward. Okay, this part's interesting, actually. So the building I found that said Subaru on the side of it, but had the things off the front of it, that's where this is. Hiley Subaru, Fort Worth, except here's another Hiley Subaru, Fort Worth. Now, I didn't go north, so I don't know what was up that way. But yes, I was down here. Anyway, so this is apparently a website for all of Hiley, or Hiley. But in new inventory, it doesn't show any VinFast cars. So I don't know. Yes, that's definitely a different place. Okay, so this group is a big group. Just have to go figure out what it means. But it could be, it doesn't matter. Maybe I'll go to principal anyway, just to, because it's actually, it appears further along. But we'll see. Time will tell. All right, so I'm still digging, right? So the what was previously my closest store in Wichita, Kansas, it's actually carstoreUSA.com, and they actually have VinFast in stock. So I guess if I was there, I could try out a car. Just noticing the price here. So I think this is as advertised, but the lowest price here is $47,325, and this is the Eco trim in black or white. So anyway, I guess it's possible. Just that's pretty far. Okay. How about just over 8 hours? Now I have kind of driven this way. I forget exactly where. I think it was Ray, Kansas, right? I've forgotten exactly that trip, but 8 hours, probably at least an hour of supercharging time. But okay, I could drive up there in one day, do a test drive, and then drive right back. But okay, onward, upward. Okay, it was Raymond, Kansas that I went to. Boy, that was a long day. Um, it was part of a trip going out to Massachusetts. So just for fun, I sprinkled in. If I could find a Raymond in a state, I would go to it if possible. Anyway, we go right by Wichita. If I remember right, Wichita has a supercharger in it. So yes, I can get there with either Grandpa or Opa Ray. So there you go. Um, it, it was just bugging me that I knew I did something there. Okay, I guess I picked the wrong dealership to go visit. Okay, who knows? Whatever. I know when I looked it up on Google, it just showed a I guess, a car dealership in construction. All right, so here you go. Principal VinFast Grapevine. They actually have a website, so there's something to say there. Um, I may have to think about the possibility of driving up to Grapevine. I mean, the difference between Grapevine and Fort Worth's not all that big. Okay. Anyway, they actually have a website. They have VinFast. Looks like so. Look like there was a second building that was under construction. It looks like that's the building they're using. Okay. It doesn't show cars here, but I mean, I'm sure they're working on it. Anyway, onward upward charge. Oh, I didn't go look it up. 420 kilometers per kilometers. Distance is 420 kilometers. Okay. Okay, here we go. Leith VinFast. These are guys out in North Carolina. Was it Cary? Cary, North Carolina. Interesting that this is where if you follow Out of Spec YouTube or Out of Spec Studios YouTube, you know that they leased. I guess it's a leased a VinFast Eco. It was actually in green, but anyway, whatever, peace and harmony. So I know from their reporting that this dealership is open and it does exist. Okay. So they are around. Of course, this is North Carolina. All right. Okay, here we are on the VinFast auto.us website. So these are VinFast cars that you can order in the United States of America. All right. This is the VinFast 8. It's the Eco. The base price is $46,000. In theory, oh wait, you can do that. In theory, you can do a 36-month lease for $249 a month, which sounds pretty good, doesn't it? And $944 due at signing. If I understand it right, I cannot make this deal anyplace but California. Okay? So there you go. Now, I have found that my closest dealer that I'm fully aware of is in Wichita, and they have, actually, I think they were around 47 or something. I don't know, maybe somewhere under 47,000 to buy. I don't know if they had that lease deal or not. Okay. Why is Ray saying this? Well, this car here, I'm kind of confused, but at least in one version, it had a mileage of, or a range of 260 miles. Okay, let's compare it, shall we? Let's compare it to my favorite car, or my second favorite car. It's actually not my favorite car. So here's the Tesla Model Y long range. Where was the price? Oops, I lost track of the price. Anyway, it's in Houston. It's in Houston, Cypress. You can pick it up right now. Whoops. And it's 44,630. Okay, and this was 46. So already I'm saving money right away. I'm saving money. And because I didn't save this, okay, let's take out the long range. I can buy a Model Y rear-wheel drive. Now, it doesn't qualify for a tax credit for $39,144. Okay. The long range does qualify for the $7,500 tax credit. Yes, this is a demo vehicle, so it has miles on it. It has 517 miles on it. So I'm comparing what I can buy. Okay. So I think this compares more equally to the VF7 as opposed to VF8. But I'm not sure how the VF8 compares to this car. I mean, the VF8 has some features this car doesn't. This car has features that the VF8 doesn't have. I do know one thing for sure. This car right here, and not necessarily this particular, but this model is one of the safest cars you could be in to be in an accident. So there's the bar. So for those of you who want me to say something about VinFast, I'll still work on seeing if I can figure out how in the world to get a test drive of this car. But I'm already telling you right now, for the normal American who's more driven by price first. I mean, yes, what's cool about this car is it has all the switches, it has all these little things you have to touch to do things. Yes, Tesla is a minimalist environment. There's hardly any buttons or switches to touch. So if you don't like automation, you won't like Tesla. That's kind of a bottom line. So people are used to having to do all these little things to make things work. Like you have to turn on the wipers, you have to adjust the speed of the wipers, all that kind of stuff. The air conditioning, you have to turn on the air conditioning, you have to adjust the air conditioning. Stuff I don't have to do in my Tesla. I mean, I can, but I don't have to. Okay. So that's the bottom line, at least at this moment. I mean, I would love to take a test drive in this car. And I was starting to go like, well, maybe the next Electrify Expo that I can go to is maybe the next chance. But now that I've looked around a little bit, maybe Principal might be. So Principal's in Grapevine, next to Dallas Fort Worth, or DFW Airport, I should say. But wow. I mean, the pricing here, and you don't get the tax credit, right? And so if you were to compare to that Model Y rear-wheel drive, it's not quite a fair comparison, but if you compare to it, even if you fully qualified, you're just under that price. So I don't know. I think you have ways to go yet. But whatever, we'll see what happens. Onward, upward, charge. Okay, so I guess for a lot of you, this is probably not interesting, but VinFast is planning to, or they've broken ground, actually, is what the press release said. They've broken ground on building a new factory in the U.S. It's actually in North Carolina by a town called Moncure. Interesting. And actually that Leith VinFast is in Cary or Apex. I forgot exactly which one. So it's not very far away. Interesting.